Good afternoon. Welcome to the lecture for jails and the birth of confinement, lecture number 8. Some things I want you to get out of this lecture, first of all, are the distinction between prisons and jails. Prisons, very easy to understand. If you are in a prison, you have been convicted of a crime. It is post-adjudication. The adjudication process is over. You're there for a felony offense, and you're going to be there for more than a year. Pretty straightforward stuff for prisons. Jails, much more complicated for that matter, as about 60% of all people in jail haven't even been found guilty of a crime yet. They're being remanded because they're a flight risk or they are a danger to the community, and they're there during their trial process. If you're being incarcerated in a jail, a small percentage of people who are in jail are being incarcerated post-adjudication for minor offenses, misdemeanor offenses, and they're going to be there for less than a year. Otherwise, look at that list. There's a lot of things that people are in jail for. Keep in mind that I gave the definitions for detention, lockup, and incarceration. Detention, the distinction between those two is that detention is you are being held. So anytime you're in handcuffs, you're being detained. Anytime you're being brought to lockup, which lockup is used inside of police stations, you are being detained. Incarceration is post-adjudication. Incarceration means you've been found guilty of a crime. For detention, just means you're being held still. That's all that means. So beyond that, I want you to look at the history of jails and prisons. John Howard and the Penitentiary Act, very important stuff. Also the reading for this week by Michel Foucault, Prisons and the Birth of Confinement. What's important to note about Michel Foucault's reading is that his is the focus on the beginnings of our prison system in France. Very utilitarian, very much focused on training a person and turning them and getting them ready for society. So there's that emphasis on the power of normalization. What that means is that prisons have the power to normalize you, power to change you into what is considered to be normal, or what is considered to be the norm. That was the original purpose, and therefore it's very utilitarian. Also mentioned for this week in the discussion is about the idea of being young, male, and poor. If you look at that list of the most common detainees, there's that discussion of being both young, male, and poor, but also substance abuse issues, mental health issues. Those are very important. And the discussion is really about which is the most important factor out of that list. Also in this discussion is a short video on Alexander Correctional Facility. Yes, keep in mind that the YouTube video it appears to be an hour and 20 minutes long. Please, I only want you to watch the first 30 minutes. That's all I want. Because really I just want to see how the superintendent in that prison deals with drug violence, sexual activity, gang violence, etc. How do they control their settings? That's what I want you to mention. Also beyond that, after this week, you are on spring break, so obviously I'm not going to give any work during that week. But then after that is the midterm exam. It's midterm exam week. No lectures, no discussions that week. But the review for the midterm exam is already up on Moodle. It is there. You could start studying now. So on March 26th, Thursday, March 26th, I'm going to put the exam up onto Moodle. It will be in the form of a Word document. I will have 12 questions, and you are to answer 10 of them. You could skip any 2 questions and answer 10. If you answer all 12, no, there's no extra credit for doing the extra 2. Nope. I'm not going to pick your best 10 out of 12. No, I'm not going to do that. Basically, I'm going to read the first 10 answers, and then I'm going to stop reading. So if your next most spectacular answers are your final 2, whoops, I didn't read them. You pick 10, you answer 10. That's it. That's what that is designed for. You'll have 36 hours to complete the exam, beginning at 9 a.m. on Thursday, March 26th, by 5 p.m. on March 27th. You are to have submitted it onto the portal on Moodle. Please do so. Please do not go past 5 p.m. on March 27th. You have 36 hours to do an exam that should honestly take you like 30 minutes to an hour to do. It's not that big of a deal. So you have plenty of time to do it within. Otherwise, that's about it. If you have any questions, please let me know. And I'll see you guys. Actually, I'll see you guys after the midterm week. So